Imagine a heating system so powerful it can warm your entire home for 24 hours. Now imagine that this system only costs $50 to build from scratch. It sounds like a dream or a miracle from a distant future. But the truth is much more shocking than you might think. This technology is actually illegal to build in 37 states across America. The reason isn't because it is dangerous or because it doesn't work. It is because it works too well for the big companies to handle. Welcome to John Knowledge, where we uncover the secrets they don't want you to know. I recently visited a small farmhouse hidden deep in the countryside of Ohio. The family living there hasn't paid a single cent for heating in over 10 years. While most people are struggling with massive utility bills, they are living for free. I watched as the father placed only 2 small logs into a simple-looking stove. The fire burned brightly for exactly 60 minutes, and then it completely died out. In a normal house, the rooms would start getting cold within the hour. But in this farmhouse, the warmth stayed trapped inside the walls like a battery. I came back 6 hours later and placed my hand against the side of the stove. It wasn't scorching hot like a metal box that would burn your skin. Instead, it felt like a living body, radiating a gentle and steady heat. The air in every single room was the exact same comfortable temperature. There were no cold spots near the windows and no overheating near the fire. I looked everywhere for a thermostat or a hidden furnace, but found nothing. The man who built it looked at me and smiled when I asked about the cost. He told me he gathered the materials for less than the price of a single dinner. This isn't some new invention from a high-tech laboratory or a secret startup. The Amish people have been using this exact method for over 200 years. They brought this wisdom with them when they traveled across the ocean from Germany. While the rest of the world moved toward expensive and wasteful machines, they stayed wise. They knew that the secret to true warmth wasn't about burning more wood. It was about how you capture the heat and keep it from escaping into the sky. Even the famous writer Mark Twain was stunned when he first saw this in action. He called it the most perfect invention for human comfort he had ever seen. He couldn't understand why every home in America wasn't built this way. That was over a century ago, and yet the secret is still being kept from you. Before we dive into the blueprints, you need to see how your current heater is failing. Most modern stoves are designed to waste your money and your fuel every single day. They are built to make you a customer for life, paying bills that never end. But today, we are going to break that cycle and show you a better way. The journey to total energy independence starts right here with this simple stone bench. Get ready to see the world of home heating in a way you never imagined possible. This is the story of the $50 heater that the government doesn't want you to have. It is time to learn the truth about what is really happening inside your chimney. Stay with us as we reveal the science behind this incredible ancient power. The answers are hidden in plain sight, and they are about to change your life forever. You will never look at a pile of wood or a utility bill the same way again. This is the beginning of your path to a warmer, cheaper, and freer life. Let's pull back the curtain on the greatest energy secret in American history. The warmth you've been searching for has been right under your feet all along. Are you ready to discover the power of the rocket mass heater? Because once you see how it works, there is no going back to the old ways. Do you understand why this system is so powerful? You must first see how your current heater is failing you. Most people grew up with a standard wood stove sitting in the corner of the living room. You might think it works well because it feels hot when you stand right next to it. But the truth is that most of that heat is literally flying out of your house. Inside a normal wood stove, the fire burns at about 1,000 degrees. That sounds like a lot of energy, but most of it is wasted in the form of smoke. When you see thick smoke coming out of a chimney, you're watching money float away. That smoke is actually unburned fuel that your stove was too weak to handle. In a laboratory, companies claim their stoves are 75% efficient. But in a real home with real wood, that number drops down to only 35%. This means that 65% of your wood is doing absolutely nothing for you. It is just heating the sky while you're shivering inside your own bedroom. And that is not even the most dangerous part of using a standard metal stove. All that wasted smoke creates a thick black tar called creosote inside your chimney. Creosote is the #1 cause of house fires for people who burn wood. So you are paying for wood, losing most of the heat, and risking a fire all at once. Now, I want you to picture a typical cold night in the middle of January. You have been feeding logs into your stove every 2 hours since the sun went down. The living room is way too hot, but the bedrooms are freezing cold. You can see a huge column of white smoke rising from your roof from a mile away. Most people think this is just how wood heating is supposed to work. But the Amish and their ancestors knew a much better way over 300 years ago. The secret they used is the exact opposite of everything you have been taught. Instead of burning wood slowly over a long time, you burn it fast and hot. The heart of this system is a combustion chamber shaped like the letter J. The fire doesn't just sit there, it travels through a horizontal tunnel. You don't use big, heavy logs that take forever to catch fire. Instead, you use small sticks and branches that burn with incredible intensity. The hot gases then rise through a vertical tube called a heat riser. Inside this tube, The temperature reaches a staggering 1800 degrees. At this extreme heat, something truly miraculous starts to happen. The smoke itself actually catches on fire and burns away completely. What comes out of the other end isn't black smoke or dangerous gases. It is mostly just clean water vapor and a little bit of carbon dioxide. The air leaving the system is only about 90 to 100 degrees. Compare that to the 600 degrees of heat leaving a normal chimney. That massive difference in temperature is heat that stays inside your home. But capturing the heat is only the first half of this incredible story. In a normal house, the heat comes from a metal box that cools down fast. The moment your fire goes out, your house starts to get cold again. The system uses a massive bench made of brick, stone, or natural clay. The hot gases travel through this bench before they ever leave the house. The heavy stone absorbs all that energy and stores it like a giant battery. This is what experts call a thermal battery, and it is a total game changer. The surface of the bench is never hot enough to burn your skin. Children can sit on it to do their homework on a cold afternoon. Pets love to sleep on it because it feels like a sun-warmed rock. It releases that stored warmth slowly over the next 12 to 24 hours. One man told me he hasn't used an electric blanket in 17 years. He wakes up in a warm house, even if the fire went out the night before. This is the true meaning of efficient heating for a modern home. You are using the power of physics to get more from less. And the best part is that the fuel you need is probably in your backyard. You don't need a chainsaw or a heavy truck to gather your wood. You just need a few handfuls of dry sticks the thickness of your thumb. In just a few minutes, the stove creates a roaring sound like a jet engine. This is why builders call it the rocket effect, and it is amazing to hear. You feed it for an hour, and then you're done for the entire day. The numbers behind the system are what really make people pay attention. One builder reported that he went from burning 5 cords of wood to less than 1. That is an 80% reduction in the amount of work you have to do. He went from a woodpile the size of a truck to one that fits in a wheelbarrow. Some people heat their entire homes using only fallen branches from their yard. No buying wood, no splitting logs, just picking up what nature provides. The average American family spends thousands of dollars every year on heat. Over 30 years, that adds up to over $50,000 in bills. But the system only costs about $50 to $100 to build once. Let that sink in for a moment while you think about your next utility bill. $50,000 over your lifetime, or $50 one time. Now you might be wondering why no one has ever told you about this. The answer to that question is where the story takes a very dark turn. This technology has been around for over 1,000 years in Europe. During the Middle Ages, wood was becoming very scarce and expensive. Special craftsmen were hired to build stoves that used almost no wood. These stoves were considered national treasures because they worked so well. But as we moved into the modern age, we chose convenience over wisdom. We traded a system that lasts forever for one that requires monthly payments. The heating industry today is a $30 billion a year business. They don't want you to have a heater that costs nothing to run. They want you to be a customer for life, buying fuel and filters forever. A house with a masonry heater is a house that doesn't need them anymore. And that is exactly why they have worked so hard to keep it a secret. But the truth is coming out, and you are about to see the full picture. Stay tuned as we reveal the shocking laws that are holding you back. This is John Knowledge, and we are just getting started. Now we must talk about the part that should make your blood boil. The modern version of this system is called the rocket mass heater. It has never been officially certified by the government agencies. This isn't because it fails any safety or emissions tests. In fact, it is one of the cleanest ways to burn wood on the planet. A well-built rocket mass heater produces almost zero smoke. The official limit for a certified wood stove is quite high, but this system is 20 times cleaner than what the law allows. It is banned in 37 states for a very strange reason. The government only certifies products that are made in a factory. They want every single unit to be exactly the same as the next one, but a rocket mass heater is built right inside your own home. Every single one is unique and custom made for your specific space. Because there is no factory, there is no official sticker to buy. And because there is no sticker, the inspectors say it is illegal. In many places, you need to own 20 acres of land to build one. This rule has nothing to do with safety or protecting the air. It is a benchmark that local counties use to stop people from building. The average person living in a suburb doesn't own 20 acres. This means the law is designed to keep this technology out of your hands. An Amish farmer on a huge plot of land can build whatever he wants, but a homeowner just a few miles away in the city is not allowed. Same state, same air, same physics, but completely different rules. These rules are written by the people who sell you expensive furnaces. In 2022, a couple in Oregon tried to do everything the right way. They built a rocket mass heater on their 18-acre property. They even hired an independent lab to test the air coming out of it. The results were incredible and cleaner than almost any gas furnace. But the county inspector ordered them to tear it down anyway. The officer said, It didn't matter how clean or safe the stove was. He said compliance is about the paperwork, not the actual results. It didn't matter that the test results were better than anything on the market. The stove didn't have the right sticker from a big corporation, so they were forced to destroy their beautiful, clean heating system. It cost them over $4,000 just to tear it all down. Then they were forced to buy a $10,000 certified stove. That new stove actually pollutes more than the one they destroyed. Think about that for a second and let the frustration sink in. They spent $14,000 to replace a clean system with a dirty one. All of this happened because the cleaner system didn't have a piece of paper. To get a design certified, a person would need to spend $60,000. There are massive fees for testing, inspections, and annual paperwork. If you change even one small brick in the design, you have to pay again. Only a giant corporation can afford to pay those kinds of prices. And those corporations have no interest in selling you a $50 heater. They want to sell you a product that breaks and needs expensive parts. The system is not designed to keep your family safe or warm. It is designed to keep you buying and paying every single month. This is the hidden reality of the modern heating industry in America. They have turned a basic human need into a $30 billion trap. But even if you live in a regular house, there is still hope for you. You might think this only works for people building a new home. I hear this every single day from people who live in older houses. They say they have a basement and existing vents and cannot change. But you don't have to tear out your walls to use this technology. There are 3 clever ways to bring this warmth into your current home. The first option is to build the heater in a shed or a garage. You can use the heat it creates to warm up water or air for your house. In most places, the rules for a shed are much easier than for a house. You aren't changing your home, you're just heating a nearby building. I know a man in Tennessee who heats his entire house this way. His stove is in a workshop just 12 feet away from his back door. A simple loop of water carries all that free heat into his kitchen. His heating bill for the entire winter last year was exactly $0. Plus, his workshop stays warm enough for him to work all day long. He calls it his 2-for-1 deal, and it works perfectly for him. The second option is to build a traditional masonry heater. This is the old world style that has been used for centuries. It uses the same principles of storing heat in heavy stone or brick. These are often allowed even in places where rocket heaters are not. They are beautiful, permanent structures that add value to your home. They become the heart of the house where everyone wants to gather. The third option is the most exciting one for people on a budget. You can build a portable version that you can take with you if you move. This allows you to experiment and feel the warmth for yourself. Once you feel that gentle, steady heat, you will never want to go back. You will realize that the big companies have been lying to you for years. You don't need their expensive fuel or their complicated machines. You just need a few sticks, some stones, and the right knowledge. This is John Knowledge, and we are reclaiming our independence. The final way to bring this heat into your life is through a hybrid system. This combines the best of modern technology with ancient wisdom. You can use a standard wood stove insert inside a masonry shell. The metal box gets hot quickly to take the chill out of the air, but the heavy stone around it captures that heat for the long term. This is how many people are bypassing the strict local building codes. They are using a certified product, but making it 10 times better. You don't have to be a master builder to start your journey today. The materials you need are probably sitting in your local hardware store. A simple steel barrel, some fire bricks, and a bit of clay are all it takes. You can build a basic version of this heater in just one weekend. Imagine spending Saturday and Sunday building your own energy freedom. By Monday morning, you could be sitting on a warm stone bench. You would be watching the snow fall while your heating bill stays at $0. This isn't just about saving money on your monthly utility payments. It is about the feeling of being truly independent from the big companies. When the power goes out in a storm, your house will stay warm. When the price of gas or electricity goes up, you won't even care. You're no longer a customer who is forced to pay for a basic need. You are a provider who knows how to take care of your own family. The Amish have known this secret for hundreds of years for a reason. They value their freedom and their community more than modern gadgets. They know that a simple life is often a much more comfortable life. But you don't have to live like it is the 1800s to join them. You can have a modern home with high-speed internet and a rocket heater. You can have the best of both worlds if you are willing to learn. The knowledge we share here on John. Knowledge is your greatest tool. We are dedicated to bringing these hidden truths into the light for you. Every time someone builds one of these heaters, the big companies lose. They lose a customer, but the world gains a more sustainable home. You are reducing your carbon footprint while increasing your comfort. You are burning wood so cleanly that it doesn't even smell like smoke. Your neighbors won't even know you have a fire going in your house. All they will see is a tiny bit of steam rising from your roof. Meanwhile, they will be struggling with their noisy and expensive furnaces. They will be wondering why your house always feels so warm and inviting. You can invite them over to sit on your heated bench and show them the truth. This is how we change the world, one warm home at a time. We start by reclaiming the wisdom that our ancestors once possessed. We stop believing the lies that we need expensive machines to be happy. The $50 heater is a symbol of what is possible when we think for ourselves. It is a reminder that the best solutions are often the simplest ones. As we wrap up this deep dive, I want you to think about your own home. Think about the thousands of dollars you send to the utility companies. Think about what you could do with that money if you kept it for yourself. You could travel, invest in your children, or retire much earlier. The path to that freedom starts with a single fire brick and a plan. We have shown you the science, the history, and the shocking laws. Now the choice is yours to make for your own family and your future. Will you stay trapped in the cycle of monthly bills and wasted energy? Or will you step into the warmth of a system that works for you? Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and truth. If you found this information valuable, make sure to share it with a friend. The more people who know the truth, the harder it is for them to hide it. Don't forget to subscribe to John Knowledge for more life-changing secrets. We have so much more to show you about living a free and independent life. Check out our other videos to learn how to take control of your world. The revolution of common sense is happening right now in homes like yours. Stay warm, stay wise, and we will see you in the next video.